Hey there, everyone. It's Dillon. Welcome back to today's writing advice. Today's writing advice is learn how to raise your stakes gradually in order to keep your readers interested. So, there's a pretty common way that a lot of the stories start. Some of mine start this way too, where they start in the middle of things, like where they start, like in the middle of like some kind of confrontation of some sort. It could be, like for me, I write fantasy, so that's normally like a fight or a battle or something, right? Or if you're not writing fantasy, or even if you are, it could be other things like an argument between two people, or like somebody searching for something because but they're on a clock, someone's looking for their car keys because they're going to be late to work, right? It could be something like that, but it's in the middle of some kind of action thing. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But then from there, you got to slowly, like, you can either lower the stakes to go back down to a base level after you get your reader's attention initially, or you can stay at that level and just incrementally increase the stakes. If you go from 0 to 100, I can almost guarantee that nothing in the story is going to be making sense. Like, if you go from like a guy having an argument with his wife to the next thing, like he's in a high speed, like literally the next sentence, he's on like in a high speed like chase on the freeway. Like what were those two things connecting those two events? Like what's the rising? It's literally called the rising action in story structure, right? And you can't just go from 0 to 100 because it's not going to make sense, right? The whole point is you got to build it up gradually. You got to introduce these small little things along the way that provide the context for why the big thing matters, right? And you have to constantly be building up until you reach the resolution of the story. I mean, sure, you can have like dips and lulls where like things calm down for a bit, but even in those bits where things are calming down and there's a lull, there should constantly be things in going on either actively in the story or in the background that are getting the next set of like circumstances ready for the tension to rise again. Because again, if you don't have stakes in your story, then there's no reason for your readers to read it. Or if you have too big stakes, and what I mean by that again, it's if you have stakes that go from 0 to 100 with no context, then your readers are going to be confused. I'm like, why does this matter? Why am I reading this? What's going on? This doesn't make any sense. I don't like this. So you gotta learn how to pace out, the big things that are happening, and you gotta learn how to pepper in a lot of small little context along the way in order to keep readers invested and interested in what you're doing. So that's all I got time for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.